now is hey everybody. Hey everybody. This is Cleta Colson-Eyre, your boss babe director. And it's March 1st, 2020. And so you guys, this is just such a okay, now is hey everybody. Hey everybody. And now I got this is okay. I'm gonna get it straight here in a second. So March 1st, we got some exciting news this morning on the director's memo. And I'm trying to think if I ever can remember a time that they have done double credit 2 times in a seminar year. And if they have, it has been a long time. I'm thinking, have they ever done that before? So they're doing double credit again. And so what this means is, they did it in January and now they're doing it again in March. Unheard of, right? So let me just basically, it's the same exact rules it was in January. So this is towards your seminar prizes. So for every $1 you order wholesale in March, it counts, like if you order $1, it counts, $2 retail. So it's really your retail. Okay. So up to $4,000 retail, which is $2,000 wholesale. Okay. They're going to double towards your National Queens Court of Sales or your unit court of sales or your area court of sales. So some of you really took advantage of it in January and you're like, wow, okay. And then some of you maybe be a little bit behind. This is the answer to your prayers. So it maxes out at 2,000 wholesale, 4,000 retail. Okay. So to be in the National Court of Sales is 40,000 retail. So think about this, okay? You order a $2,000 wholesale order in January. That counts 4,000. Well, Mary Kay's going to double it, so it's going to count 8,000 towards your 40,000. That's huge, you guys. So that's the one. The second is team building. They're going to give you for every Great Start qualified, and it counts as far as the agreements that go in. They still get their 4 months to be qualified, believe it or not. So you want to get as many agreements in as you can. Up to 6 can count double. So that's 12 towards your Bumblebee. The National Court of Sharing is 24 qualified, 24 Great Start qualified. So if you think about it, if you got 6, that's 12. And then you have all of April, all of May, and all of June to get your other 12. So you would just go 4, 4, and 4, and you're done. That's if you got none during the year, like if you're starting like today. So it is a great time to sell. It's a great time to team build. Also for our sales directors, we have been given a huge gift. We're probably more excited than you are because this counts toward our unit club. Like if a director's never done unit club, this is a huge gift to you because you could maybe do the $300,000 unit club for the first time. And it's up to 20,000 wholesale, 40,000 retail will be doubled. So if you did a $20,000 wholesale month, instead of counting 40,000 toward the circle of achievement or the circle of excellence or million, it's going to count 80,000. That is huge. That's huge. So directors, you got to decide, and we're going to talk about this, what your decision is, what you're going to do. So let me tell you what I've been doing. So I had Dawn Sweeney as a national sales director, and she challenged me. I was discussing with her last Sunday how I have been I don't even know what to tell you. But anyway, it's a little bit of a funk, I guess. And she said, you know what? I really want you to do this spiritual journaling. And she had sent it out the week before, and I did not do it. And because I was already reading my Bible every day. But she said, and I'm just going to tell you all about it. If you're interested in the handouts, I can get them to you. But basically, it's really simple. All you do is you pick whatever you want to read in the Bible. Okay. It doesn't even matter, whatever you decide. You don't know, you can go to the Gospel of John, you can read something, New Testament, Old Testament, whatever you pick. You may have already been reading something. And what you do is you just pray that the Lord will bring out a verse to you that just brings out a verse that will stand out to you. And you just write that one verse down, not like the whole Bible. You're just writing a verse down. Okay. 1 or 2. And then you write down what that verse shows you about God's character, whether it's that he is love, that he is powerful, that he's forgiving, that he is comforting, that he's a healer, whatever it is that verse shows you about God. Okay. Then you turn it into like a prayer and say, for example, let me just give you an example. Let's say the verse you read that jumped out, you said God is love. And so then you would, the what it shows about the character of God, of course, is that God loves us, that God loves us even when we do wrong. Um, he loved us so much that he gave his son on the cross. I mean, you can say all the things about God's love for us. And then you would pray, God, thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me even when I do wrong. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for being a God of love. Thank you for sending your son. You see what I'm saying? And so then you write down what you have to do that day, a couple of things, and you kind of commit your day to the Lord. You do this in the morning. And then every night before you go to bed, you reflect on how that verse affected you that day and how the Lord worked in your day. Okay, so I know that was, you're like, what's this have to do about Mary Kay double credit? I'm going to tell you. So I was talking to Dawn and I said, well, Dawn, I'm reading, I'm reading through the Bible. And she goes, well, you keep doing that, but, instead of just doing a whole, read through the Bible just so you can check it off, you might want to go to the New Testament or whatever. So I thought, well, okay, I might do that. And I thought, but I'm reading this like chronological Bible. And I thought, I'm just going to go ahead and read that anyway, because I don't want to get behind on that, because it's just something that I want to do. So y'all, I thought if I don't see anything that jumps out at me, because I was reading about the Israelites crossing over and in the desert and all this and all their laws and commands. And I thought, anyway, I thought, what am I going to read on there that would jump out at me, right? We don't do, sacrificing of goats or lambs anymore. So praise the Lord. Anyway, but here's the thing. The very first one that I did, it was in Leviticus, and it says, the verse that jumped out at me said, I will look on you with favor and make you fruitful and increase your numbers. Increase your numbers. I will keep my covenant with you. I will walk with you and be your God. You will be my people. And I thought, okay, thank you. I need my numbers increased. Yes, I do. And so I read about it. And then it's so funny. Like I did the whole little thing. And then all day long, I'm like, God is increasing my numbers. I have favor. And it was just my attitude all day long. Like when I would talk to prospective recruits, when I talked to prospective people that were going to book, I'm like, I have favor. God's increasing my numbers. Isn't that so awesome? And so then the next day was in Deuteronomy. And it said, you'll be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. The Lord will grant you abundant prosperity, and the Lord will bless all the work of your hands. I thought, I'm blessed when I come in the house. I'm blessed when I go out of the house. I have to work. He says he will bless the work of my hands. So if I don't work, he is not going to have anything to bless. So I thought, you got to get out of your house. He's going to bless you when you go out, but then when you come back in, he's still going to be blessing you. So the Bible is awesome. I already knew that, but I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm getting up to today. All right. So then the next day was be strong and courageous. It was in Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. The Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you, and he will never forsake you. And so all day long, I'm like, I don't have to worry about anything. I just have to be strong and courageous because God's got my back. God's going to be with me. And I had kind of a little bit of a difficult day on Wednesday. And I'm like, the whole day, though, when I started turning in a bad thought, I thought, no, be strong and courageous. God will not leave you. Do not be terrified. Okay, then day 4 was, it's funny, it was in Joshua, another book of the Bible, and it said, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord God will be with you wherever you go. And I thought, okay, maybe I need it 2 days in a row. So all day long, I'm like, be strong and courageous, be strong and courageous. Okay. So then day 5, which was on Friday, the verse was, it was when they passed over. It said the day after the Passover, that very day, they ate some of the produce of the land, unleavened bread, roasted grain. Then the manna stopped the day after they ate the food for the land. And there was no more manna for the Israelites, but that year they ate from the produce of Canaan. And that just showed me that God meets your needs. God provided manna, which was like bread falling from the sky every morning. They would get it and they could make bread with it, whatever. And 40 years, because they're in the desert, there's no food. And God provided food for 40 years. And somehow they didn't get tired of eating the same thing for 40 years. But the very day you brought them to the promised land, boom, they were eating the good food. I mean, like they didn't have to wait. Let me go catch something. Let me go plant some stuff, like that day, that very day. And the Bible says that very day. I think that was important. So that day I thought, you know what? God's going to provide for my needs. He is right on time. He is always looking after me. And, I just thought about that all day on Friday. So then yesterday, last day of the month, I got busy and I did listen to a little sermon, but I didn't do my little reading until later in the day. And so I thought, that is not good. I don't want to miss a day. So I opened it up and it was Joshua 6:16. And there's the passage is about when Moses died and Joshua took over. Some of y'all that don't read the Bible, you're like, what is she talking about? But anyway, read Joshua, you can catch up. But it's when you probably have heard about the battle at Jericho. And it's when Joshua, they were going into Canaan. This is the very first city they're going to conquer. But it wasn't like you would think they were going to conquer it. Now, the Lord always told him he was going to give it to him, but he asked him to do something weird. Okay. So I'm going to read the scripture and then I'm going to pull it into today because it's just crazy how God works and the message, how he reveals himself to you when you're really asking for it. So, okay. This is, it's just Joshua 6:12 through 16. It says, Joshua got up early the next morning and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. The 7 priests carried the 7 trumpets, went forward, marching before the ark of the Lord and blowing the trumpets. The armed men went ahead of them and the rear guard followed the ark of the Lord while the trumpets kept sounding. So God told them to get 7 priests to carry 7 trumpets. Just picture 7 men with some trumpets, all right? And there's the Ark of the Covenant, and they're marching. They have the men, the priests, and then there's the Ark of the Lord, okay? And they're blowing the trumpets. And then the armed men, all the soldiers, okay, went ahead of them. And the rear guard followed the ark. Now, they're just marching. And the Lord told them, don't make one sound while you're marching. Just march around the city. There's big old huge brick, gates where you just can't, like the city where they're fortified, okay? And so they just said, just march around that city and do it every single day for 6 days. And don't say a word. It said, don't let one word come out of your mouth. I'm like, so the people in Jericho, the inside are going, what are these crazy Israelites doing? They got these people all loaded up with guns. I mean, whatever they have, bow and arrows and everything. And they're just marching in silence, except for these trumpets. So they're enjoying a little show every morning, as they just drunk around the whole city. So they did this for 6 days. And then on the 7th day, they got up at daybreak and they marched around the city, not 1 time, not 2 times, 7 times. And on the 7th time around, the priest sounded the trumpet. Joshua commanded the army, shout, for the Lord has given you the city. And so all of a sudden, they marched around this. They're dizzy. They've been marching in circles, okay? And then all of a sudden, it was time. And the victory was going to be there. So they told them to shout. So they screamed. And it says in verse 20, when the trumpet sounded, the army shouted. And at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave him a loud shout, the wall collapsed. Like the wall collapsed. So everyone just went straight in and they took the city. Okay. So you might be thinking, that's great. What's that have to do with double credit? Okay. So I wrote down the actual verse I wrote down was the one that said in verse 16, the 7th time around when the priest sounded the trumpet blast, Joshua commanded the army, shout, for the Lord has given you the city. And then I got to thinking about that, and I got thinking about what they were doing, and I got thinking about marching. And I said, just marching around the city. And so the word march stands for, it's a verb, to move along steadily, usually with a rhythmic stride and in step with others. And another definition is to move in a direct, purposeful manner. And the next one is to make steady progress. Okay, so then I was in church this morning, and I was thinking about talking about this tonight, and it hit me while I was in church. March 1st. Now, y'all probably already got that connection. I honestly didn't until I was sitting in church. I thought, hey, I was going to talk about marching, and it's March 1st. I know y'all are like, Cleta, I'm not so glad y'all I'm in your life. Anyway, so I thought about what this has to do with us. Some of us have just been marching. I mean, please, we have just been marching and marching, and we get up and we just keep trying and we keep plugging at our Mary Kay business. And, we're here in silence. Nothing is happening, we think. But you guys, the seventh day is coming where the shout is going to be shouted out and we are going to get the victory and God is going to get the credit because we did not stop marching. Those Israelites could have just said, I'm not doing that. This is retarded. I am not going to march all day long around this blessed city. I mean, let's go get them. Let's go get them. But that's not the instructions he said. He said, just keep marching. He said, shut your mouth and keep marching. And so a lot of us have been whining and marching. That's not what he said. He said, zip it, right? Okay, and keep working. So I just took the word march, being that it's March 1st, and just the MARCH. And I was thinking about this all day. I thought, what could that apply for? And I come up with a bunch of crazy things. But so I'm going to give y'all just a little acronym for March, okay? So the M for March stands for make it happen. So once you think about your Mary Kay business, and I want you to write down on a piece of paper, what will you make happen in March? Not what you're going to see what happens. Not you're just going to let it happen. Not you're going to wonder what happened. Some of the months we end up, we go, what happened? So instead, what's the goal that you will, without a doubt, you're going to make it happen. You're going to write it down and say, this is what I'm doing. And, you're like, I don't even know how, but this is what I've set my mind to do. And so you just want to look at your business, and there's not that many different things in our business to look at. So don't make it real confusing. First of all is sharing. How many career chats people are you going to talk to about the Mary Kay business? Because if you talk to zero, you are going to get zero new team members. Some of you had 100% recruiting last month because you didn't talk to anybody and nobody signed up. So that's 100%, right? So how many career chats will you do? Not every single person you talk to about selling Mary Kay is going to sign up. We already know that. Usually it's 1 out of 4 or 5 as a consultant, 1 out of 2 or 3 as a director. And so, if you're a consultant and you don't have a lot on your team, say, can I talk to 5 people this month to get 1 team member? I think I could. Can I talk to 25 to get 5? Can I talk to 30 to get 6 and max it out? Maybe so, right? How many new team members? So how many career chats, how many new team members do you want to get? Do you want to get 6 so you can max it out? So you might want to do those 30 career chats in the month and just set yourself a goal and say, I am trying to move up in Mary Kay. And one of the things I have to do is just share a little bit about the Mary Kay business with 30 women this month. I'd love to just talk to you just for a second, get your opinion and see what you think. I mean, it's not that big a deal, you guys. Sales, what's your goal for personal sales? Do you want to sell 4,000 retail so that you could place a 2,000 wholesale order and max it out? Y'all, that's not that hard. Really, that's selling $1,000 a week. A lot of you have sold $1,000 a week. But let's say your reorders are, you have no reorders. Like I know most of you do, but let's say you don't, you have no reorders. Then you really do need to sell a total $1,000 a week. So you might think, okay, so how many bookings do I need to do to sell that much? And how many parties do I need to hold? If your parties are about 400 a party, then you need 10 good solid parties, right? To sell 4,000. If your parties, you're like, look, I wish my parties were 400. My parties are more like 200 with the people I know. That's okay. You need to do 20 parties. Okay. So you need to know your averages. Maybe you're better than that. You're like, my parties average 600. Well, great. Then you only have to hold whatever that is, 6.5 parties, right? So figure out how many parties you need to hold in March. I mean, we got March, 31 days. Awesome. We got extra days. You're going to feel like 2 more days than we had last month, right? So you decide how many parties you're going to have. How are you going to sell 4,000? What are you going to do? We're not really in the middle of a holiday selling right here. So, I suppose Easter's coming up in April? But, right now I would say the best way is to hold some skincare parties. All right. And then of course, directors, if you're a director listening to this, what are you going to make happen with your unit this month? What production do you want? How are you going to do it? Maybe you do 5,000 a month. Why couldn't you stretch to 10,000 this month? Double digits, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. What are you going to do wholesale? And where is it going to come from? And really, you just look at your base, how much you normally do when nobody's recruiting. Okay. And then you say, okay, so if that's what I normally do, then the only way I'm gonna get more is if I give some new people and figure out what your average new consultant orders in your unit. And then that's how many new people you got to do. It doesn't take that long to figure it out. But if you just sit and think and wish and hope and dream, I mean, that's nice, but it's not going to make the difference. You've got to set your mind to what you want. How many new red jackets could you move up? How many people could you move up in red jackets? So, make it happen and keep marching. All right. So then the A for March is attitude adjustment. And, I just want to ask you how your attitude is right now. You're listening into this call and you're in one of two states of mind. Either you're encouraged from February's, what you did in February. You're so excited. You had a great month and you're on a roll and you're like, yes, I'm on a roll. March is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Or you're discouraged and need encouragement. And you're like, my February stunk. I don't know what happened. I'm in a funk. I need to get out. Double credit and I don't have anything on the books. I mean, you're in a bad way, right? So you got to think about your attitude and you want to switch around to a positive attitude. I've been both places, you guys. I mean, I'm just normal like y'all. And I've had months at the end and I was very discouraged. Very discouraged. And, this month I am encouraged because I prayed a lot last month and I reached out to women last month that had given up. I hadn't given up on them, but they gave up on themselves. And I'm telling you, the last day of the month, our unit did about $10,000 in production. And I'm like, praise Jesus. Thank you, God. And it's just, as things start coming in and I'm like, oh, so I feel encouraged, but I'm telling you, there's been months this seminar year, I have felt discouraged on the first day of the month and thought, where's my business? Do I need to go work at McDonald's? Maybe not that bad, but you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, if you're in that state, it's okay. You can turn it around and you can think a new thought. So I really want you to think about what you're speaking into your business, and it's something that I had to do, instead of and speak what you want instead of what you don't want. Because if you speak what you don't want, you're self-sabotaging your Mary Kay business. I'll give you an example. So like, let's say you say things like, no one on my team is working. No one will book around here. Everyone I know has already tried Mary Kay. No one buys anything when I do hold an appointment. No one's even interested in selling Mary Kay. I'm not making any money in Mary Kay. Okay. All these statements are spoken and they go to your brain, and your brain does what it can to make what you say the truth. It's like, oh, okay. Nobody wants to book. Okay. All right. Everybody get up. Let's make that happen today. You guys, nobody needs to book. So instead, if you get up and you say positive things of what you want, even though you don't see it yet, you say it, then your brain is going to work toward that. For example, you might say, my team is on fire. Everyone I see wants to book with me. My inventory is flying off the shelf. I have lots of prospects that everybody wants to be on my team. I am a money-making machine. I feel so much better when I say that instead of negative things, right? So think about your attitude. Think about what you need to change. Be honest with yourself. If you've had stinking thinking, everybody in our, at one point has had it. Just go, okay, it's over. It's over. And we're going to keep marching, right? Okay. The R in March comes right around with the attitude adjustment, and it's regroup. Regroup, restart, get back on the horse, start over, pivot, make a decision. It's a brand new month, you guys. Whatever you did or didn't do in February, it's over. You can't change it. There's not one single thing you can do, unless you have an on-hold order and you can clear it. But besides that, February is over. Okay. So it's a clean slate, start over. I think I'm going behind me. I have some stuff on this goal poster. It's like some positive affirmations, but I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to erase every single bit of it and start over. I'm going to put the word March, and I'm going to be marching forward all month. I'm going to be marching through some sales, marching through some bookings, marching through some career chats, marching through some new red jackets in my unit. I'm going to be doing the happy dance march across career conference stage. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So you want to regroup and, just say, okay, and just shake it off. Like Taylor Swift says, shake it off, and we're going to march. We're going to go one more time around that city. That's what we're going to do. Okay. The C in March stands for change. And y'all know that's my word of the year. In a lot of ways. So I want you to be willing to make some changes this month to your business. And, they say if nothing changes, nothing changes. It's so true. If you are trying to lose weight and you eat the same as that thing you ate last month and you do the same amount of exercise, you are not going to lose weight. I mean, that's just, I think sometimes I weigh and just think and hope and pray I've lost, but I don't know why. I just ate pizza. It's like, why do we do that to ourselves? That's kind of crazy, right? So if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I want you to think about some things you could do to change your business this month to get some different results. One of the things that I want to talk about, and I'm not going to take this whole video to do it, are the new Hydra sessions. I know most of you have heard about them. Most of the directors have been posting about them. So last night, I'm so tired. I thought, how am I going to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning? It was 11:30, and I wanted to try those Hydra sessions. If you haven't heard about them, just really go to Facebook and type in the words Hydra session. You'll find it, or contact me or your director and she can give you the scripts. But Million Dollar Director Ryan Rivas did all the research on this, and it's like a hydrofacial is one that people go in the salon or day spa, med spa, and they have all this super exfoliation done and then this super hydration done, and it's about $250. And so what they did is they went through some Mary Kay products that mimic the results of those without the machine, right? And it's fabulous, and people are booking that never would book before. And you just go through these, I think there's about 10 steps, and you don't do foundation or anything. So I watched the video, and you guys, I'm slow to change sometimes too. I heard about it a couple weeks ago, and I posted it, but I just hadn't done it yet. But then I heard a call from Donald and Sweeney on Saturday morning, and all these people are having all these fabulous results. And I thought, and then I got excited about it. And so then I watched the video, and it's a long video, but it's Ryan just going through the whole entire thing and how she came up with it. And she's actually walking step by step. So last night, 11:30, I'd already told myself I wanted to do one on myself because I wanted to see how it worked. And I thought, I don't feel like doing that right now, but I did. So I went in there and I washed my face with the Time Wise foaming cleanser, take it off. And then I did microdermabrasion, take it off. And then I did charcoal mask, let that dry and take that off. And then I did the, I put the eye patches on. Well, I did the lip scrub. I put the eye patches on, and then I did the repair glycolic facial peel, put that on. I left that on for 10 minutes or so. And then I took that off and did the lip balm. And then I did the moisture renewing gel mask. And then I took the eye patches off after 10 more minutes. So anyway, that's basically it. That's pretty easy, right? I don't think I left anything out. And so when I got done, y'all, I was like, oh no, because my face is really sensitive. And I had these two places over here, and they were like, they just came up out of nowhere. I'm like, what are those volcanoes on my face? I'm like, I have screwed up my face. And it just hurt to touch. I'm like, I said, I can't even believe it that I can't do this thing. Oh, I forgot about the naturally oil. You put that on. You put the naturally on oil on before you do the moisture rich gel mask. Well, anyway, you guys, I woke up this morning, those two volcanoes gone. Like they're not on my face at all. Like I'm like, it's totally smooth. It's not there. I really thought that oil was probably gonna break me out. Gone. And so I am just like over the moon excited about the Hydra sessions. I am just really excited. My face feels so fresh. It feels so much smoother. You can do this once or twice a month, but you do need to look at all the materials. So I'm saying all that to say change is something that you could do different in March to get some different results and maybe book some people that normally wouldn't book with you. And so like we're going to do them at one of our meetings one night, and all the consultants are going to do them and all the guests. And so I'm willing to do something different. So maybe that's something you could do. Check that out. I think it's going to be awesome. There's a roll-up bag. It's like $250. It's worth like $314. It's going to be easy. I think we're going to be able to sell them all day long. So, think about that. You might change by, putting some new facial boxes out at some different places. You might sign up for some vendor shows. You might call some leads that you thought were dead. I had 2 parties in the last week with leads I thought were dead. And then I thought, let me just see what happens. And they booked and I held them. Okay. So listen to those who've gone before you, where you want to be. Don't be bullheaded. Don't be too stubborn, and don't just reject things that people tell you. You know, if it takes you a minute to process, that's okay. It takes me a minute too. But once you do, say, all right, let me just try it. Let me try it. Okay. All right. And just march on. Just march on one more time. Just one more time. All right. And then the last on the word march is starts with H, and it's have fun. Have fun. Be happy. Have fun. Loosen up a little bit, you guys. You know, you say drop the dime. You know, there was a little saying in Mary Kay way back that you're so uptight that, you know, you could put a dime between, you know, your cheeks, not these, and it wouldn't fall because you're so uptight. So drop the dime, loosen up a little bit, quit stressing out so much. Um, and really think about what you could do to have more fun with your Mary Kay business. What could you do to have more fun at your parties and at your appointments? I mean, it could be so simple as something that's like play a little game, you know, the purse game. Maybe decorate the table a little bit. Maybe go buy some birthday hats, some party hats, and say, y'all, we're having a party night. Everybody put on your party hat. You know, I mean, I don't know. You could probably think of something better than I can, of something that you could have to be more fun. You could have tell them to take more pictures at the party. Give them a little contest and say, for every picture you post and tag me on Facebook with this party, you know, I'm going to do a drawing and someone's going to get a free satin handset tomorrow. I mean, you can come up with some crazy stuff like that, right? So do some things to have fun. And you know, that's why I like Mary Kay, because it's fun. It's not like a boring old job that you hate, right? We love our Mary Kay. And you need to say that every day. I love my Mary Kay. It's fun, okay? And you know, one of the things that makes it fun is the relationships. Have fun with your Mary Kay sisters. Get a Mary Kay sister. Go out and get some names together. You guys go have a coffee time. I spent 8 hours in Starbucks yesterday. I put in an 8-hour day. I never left. I got at 11:30 and I left at 7:30. I was there all day long. What did I do, you might ask? Well, Sayla and I met up. We chit-chat a little bit. We text people, we were calling people, and then I had Pam Wagner, Catherine Scott, they came over, and Sayla had to go somewhere else. I stayed, and then later she came back, and the four of us were chatting, we're setting some goals, talking about, you know, how we can build our national area. And then they left, and then Brittany Plasman comes in, and then she sits there, and we start making some more calls. And I mean, I just sat there all day long. Guess what? I told Brad, I said I had the best day. I had so much fun. And then, you know, came back here and finished up the month. So just do something fun with your girlfriends. Do something fun. Make it fun. You know, reward yourself. Give yourself a challenge. If I sell, okay, so if you have to sell $4,000 divided by, I'm just going to say 30 days since today's over. So it's $133 a day. Okay. So what you could do is every day that you sell 133, you could just do a little something special for yourself. You know, give yourself a little prize. Say, okay, every day that I do this, I'm going to do whatever, you know, and it could be something as crazy, y'all, as saying, all right, I'm going to put $2 in a jar every day that I sell my goal, $133. And at the end of 30 days, when I have met my goal, that's $60 in the jar. And I'm going to take myself and my husband or my daughter or a girlfriend or whatever, and we're going to go out to eat. We're going to go out to eat for $60. All right. If you feel like you need more than that to have a great dinner, then you might want to put $3 in the jar. But you can do something like that, you know, just a little something to give yourself a goal and make it fun. All right. You know, the thing is, nobody wants to be around no fun Nancy. And I'm sorry if your name is Nancy. We always use Debbie Downer, but Debbie may have fun, right? No fun Nancy and Debbie Downer. Nobody wants to be around those people. You're like, how you doing? Well, you know, my husband this, he's got that, and my daughter's got this, and my son's got this, and my back hurts, and my belly aches, my pet's too tight. You know, I mean, nobody wants to be around that. Nobody wants to hear that. They hate even asking you how you are because you get on their nerves because you're so down, right? So even though you have problems, and this is what I was telling the girls yesterday, I said, look, everybody's got stuff in their life. Everybody. You don't happen to know about everybody's stuff. Y'all don't know about all my stuff. I got stuff. I got tons of stuff. But I just don't tell you all my stuff, right? And people don't really want to hear it. They really don't. You know, you got your one or two friends that you confide in. Otherwise, keep your junk to yourself, you guys. And the thing about it is, if people like to be around happy people. People like to be, I say laugh a lot, Linda, happy Patty. I mean, people like to be around those girls because they make them laugh. They make them have fun. They're a joy. They're an energy giver. They're not a energy sucker, right? So I want y'all to think about that. Think where you are and and ask yourself, am I Debbie Downer? Do I just complain and tell everybody about all my problems every single time I see everybody? Do you? If you do, maybe just for a week, go, you know what? I got issues. I got problems. And if people knew my problems, they would understand why I'm the way I am. But just for 1 week, maybe go, you know what? I'm just not going to talk about those. I'm not going to talk about my problems. I'm going to focus on what's positive in my life. I love my Mary Kay, and that's what I'm going to focus on this week. And I'm going to focus on positive things and positive people and positive activities so that I can march around that city. And when the time comes to shout on March 31st that you have had the most phenomenal month you have ever had, you're going to be like, woo! You know, that's what you're going to do. All right. So I just want to say, I want you to keep marching till it's time to shout. Then you're going to take your prize. We're going to give God the glory, even if it seems silly, even if everybody says, I can't believe she's still doing that. I can't believe that is so stupid. That's what those people in Jericho said when they saw those Israelites marching, marching, marching. And then who got the last laugh? It wasn't them. I can tell you that. So, once you do win and you get the prize, then people will go, oh, she's so lucky. Everything good just happens to her. That's okay. You know what? You know the work you did. You know how many times you marched around that city and nothing was happening yet, right? But it's happening, y'all. And this is the final 4 in Mary Kay. It's the best 4 months that you will ever have in the seminar year. The final 4 is always the best. Look at any Mary Kay business in March, April, May. March, April, May, June are the best 4 months of your Mary Kay career. So let's take advantage of it and let's kick it off big time with March. Okay. So you guys, that's what I have for y'all tonight. There are some other things. There's a little contest that Mary Kay is doing where your customers can, it's called Salesperson. Let me just read it to you because I don't want to say it wrong, but it's, I think it's called Salesperson of the Year or something like that. Let's see right here. Hang on. Okay, I don't have it right here in front of me. That's okay. Y'all can look it up. It's on Facebook, but it's where your customers go to Facebook, the Mary Kay page, facebook.com/Mary Kay, and they tell why they think you are a great salesperson. And then they're going to be winners of $100 of cash, $100 gift cards, and free Mary Kay products if they're chosen. Your customer gets chosen. So it's pretty awesome. So look at that. That's kind of fun, right? So I'm going to let our awesome sales directors come in. And if they'd like to just wrap it out with anything, I'm going to start with Miss Janice Drunk.
Hello. Okay. So I love everything. I love how you tied the marching around Jericho and all of the things, because making it happen, attitude adjustment, regrouping, changing, having fun, those are all such important things to remember. I've been reading a book by John Maxwell. It's called The Power of Five for Network Marketers. Mm-hmm. And you guys, that is so good. If you haven't read that book, oh my gosh. Oh, yes. That's the one. And so we're doing a book study on it. And so this week we read chapter 4, and it talks about action, and it talks about setting the bar. And so where will you set your goal for the month of March? Will you just say, well, I think I might do a facial or 2, or are you just going to get serious? You're going to go all out and you're going to say, you know what? No, I am going to do a power start. I'm going to see 30 people. No, maybe I'm going to do 50. So, but he said that you have to set the bar, and you have to set the bar high, and then you have to follow through. And so the more times that you will follow through, the more that you are going to be trusted by other people, and the more that they're going to look up to you. And maybe not the first time that you win, it'll be the second time that you win possibly, but you've got to set the bar high. You've got to let people know that you set the bar, and then you've got to go get to work. And so get into action and have fun with it. Dang it. It doesn't have to be drudgery. It has to be fun, because when you have fun, other people want to have fun with you, and you're contagious. And so I love that. It's just so much fun. So Cleta, you look amazing tonight. Loving that blue eyeshadow. You can wear anything. I'm so envious.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited. We are maxing. I'm going to claim this right now. My unit is maxing out double credit again. We're doing it again. We're going to max it out. We're going to hit over 20,000 wholesale. Boom. Just like that.
That's right. Yes. All right. Thank you, Janice Strunk, Pink Cadillac Director, on her way to the trip. Okay, Rosemary?
Can you hear me okay, Cleta?
Sure can.
Well, we had a really fantastic February, so I'm coming off the month feeling really good. And I loved everything you talked about today. Again, like Jana, I loved how you tied the story about Joshua at Jericho into just our everyday lives. And that's really what, nothing is different about God. God is the same then as he is now. And I think when we use those stories to and compare them to our lives now, they're so meaningful. Things that we think, what does that have to do with us? Well, you just made that very relevant to our lives today, and I love that. And I just want to give a shout out to a couple of my girls that I assume they're maybe on the call. I hope. Dolores Vollenweider and Colleen Stafford were Golden Girls last month. Dolores in particular, in the last week and a half, has sold over $1,000 worth. She has really hustled this month, so I'm super proud of her. And Trista Pickard is our new red jacket, so I'm really excited about that, to celebrate her on the 23rd of March. So the last thing I'm really excited about, and I am really excited about, are the Hydra sessions. I've done that just myself, and then I did it with one of my customers, and she loved it. And I think that's a real game changer. I mean, it's using what we've always done, but it's just the way we're using it, and we're calling it something different, and people get excited about that. So anyway, thank you for the call.
Yes, thank you, Rosemary. I'm excited about those too. And I think it's going to be, like you say, I think it is a game changer. If only in our minds, right? Sometimes we just need something fresh. So, and it doesn't take place with the skincare class or anything else. In fact, I would just start with your current customers and say, hey, I got something I'm going to try out on you, Okay, Sayla?
Hey, everybody. I'm Cleta. It was a great call. Really, as I was listening to you, I was just thinking about how the people at Jericho, they listened to what the Lord said, they obeyed him, and they took action. And I think for us, that we all know what to do. We just need to make the plan and do it. So thank you. I would think that if everyone sets their goal to the maximum that they think they can do, then you're sure to go far in the month of March with double credit. And I can't believe they brought back double credit this month again. So that is awesome. And I wanted to give a shout out to Maud Johnson in my unit. She was a Golden Girl this month, and we are super excited. So I hope everyone has an awesome March.
Okay, thank you, Sayla. Okay, Miss Katie Harris. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, hey guys, hey ladies, happy Sunday night. I jumped on a little bit late, so I missed your amazing story about Jericho, or the amazing story about Jericho, but I am glad that you intertwined it into the theme of tonight, because it is so valid. It is and it's so relevant. So I'm excited for March. I'm excited to see the women in my unit, our brand new unit, grow and continue to grow. I have ladies that are excited to promote this month. I'm also very excited about double credit, because the double credit in January, we're not a unit yet. So I'm just excited to see what happens. I have committed to doing personal 40 faces this month, and I actually haven't dug too much into the Hydra sessions and the Hydra facials, so I'm really excited to offer those to my ladies, because I think it can really expand what they're already using and what they already love, and so I think it's a great recruiting tool as well. So that's kind of what I'm excited about, and I just want to say thank you so much for doing these calls. It keeps me motivated moving into the next week, and I think we have some really great things on our calendar as a unit, and then also in people's personal businesses, and so I'm just really excited to see what happens in March.
Me too, girl. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I just want to say a little shout out to all our YouTubers. We've got several watching, so that have commented, and I just want to say that this month can be what you make it. You can let it slip by, and you can wait until it's like the 30th and you're at career conference, or 28th, and go, man, what happened? But just remember, I told you on March 1st, you have to make something happen instead of wonder what happened, right? So it's a clean slate. Probably a lot of you took Sunday off, went to church, regrouped, took a nap, whatever. And so we can hit the ground running tomorrow. And it's the month of green, it's just shamrocks. I mean, it's all things awesome, right? So there's a pot of gold out there for you. So, you may want to do a little special on St. Patrick's Day and, do a little luck of the Irish yourself. And so, this prestige trip is to Ireland. And according to my 23andMe, I'm Irish. I'm like, I don't know, I'm like 23%. So I got to go to my motherland and meet my cousins. Maybe they're rich. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm excited about March and what's going to happen this month. And I hope you are too. And, if you're in that regroup, it's okay. It's a good time to regroup. And lots of things, I know last year, we've had people that signed up in February were directors by May. So you know what? Anything is possible for those of you that believe that will put some action, that'll just march a few more times and not give up. Just don't give up, because you never know. Tomorrow may be the day that the Lord says shout and it all starts coming together, right? So you guys have a great, great week. Thank y'all for calling in, being so faithful to the calls every week. And I am going to stop my little recording.